So my name is Nancy Buka. I'm the Dean at the Agha University's Graduate School of Media and Communications. I'm also an Associate Professor of Journalism, Media and Communication. Never in a million years did I imagine that I would one day be in an academic institution because I come from a family of academics. My grandfather was a professor, my mother was a teacher, and we have many people in the academy within my family. And I didn't think that that's what I wanted to do. I wanted the glitz and glam that is in the media space. So I studied journalism with a bias towards electronic media and communication. And then started off in broadcasting. So one of the places that I spent time at is, this particular station where you're from, the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, which helped me a lot in honing my journalism skills and gave me a sense of direction. I also spent some time at the Nation when they started their broadcasting division. Where we were doing a lot of research to inform the production of current affairs programming. And then I think the media just became too hot. Looking at the inspiration that I drew from my family, I thought, why not, pursue other things. I got a scholarship to go into a master's program, and that sort of propelled me to get into the academy. So as I was taking my master's program, I also had an opportunity to teach, of course, under the tutelage of seasoned academics. And that, sort of made me divert from the media into the academy. My main motivation for that, of course, was to make my mother happy because she felt teaching was a noble profession. But then I also had a genuine passion in knowledge transfer. Working with young people and helping them learn and study was quite exciting. I know at AKU currently at GSMC we work a lot more with graduate students who are people who are working in the industry. But just that passion to be able to transfer knowledge, kept me going. And I think just being in an environment of continuous learning, I love taking risks. And I think what the academy does is that every new day is different. It's not prescriptive. It's different, and you're always learning. When you think you know something, you just discover that you know very, very little. So being in that space where I'm continuously learning and I'm being challenged by my students and my peers and doing research is a thrill, really. It's very exciting. That's essentially what I do every day. But I consider myself an adaptive leader in the sense that, things change every day. And what you think you realize you don't. There's quite a lot of change and transformation that's happening on a day-to-day basis. And so my leadership style is highly adaptable. I adapt to different situations, to different environments, to different contexts, to different challenges on a day-to-day basis. So I wouldn't say that, this is my style and this is the way that it works. I look at every situation and every conversation that I have and I see how best to lead, within that context. So if we're looking at, what term that would be, then I consider myself an adaptive leader. So I'm actually living the challenge right now. I'm actually right at the front and center of a challenge within the leadership role that I currently hold. And why do I say that? I am leading a school at a time when the media and the leadership role that I currently hold. And why do I say that? I am leading a school at a time when the media and communication industry is going through a lot of change and transformation. A lot of the business models as we've known them that have sustained media have been upended, Technology has disrupted a lot of the things that we would do and how we knew how to do stuff in media. And yet you have students who enroll into your programs. They're coming from that space. And they want an environment where they can learn, unlearn some of the things that they've always known how to do, and also learn, new advancements and innovations that then they can take back almost immediately into their everyday work environments, because we basically have students who come from the newsrooms, who come from media organizations into the classroom and then go back tomorrow the next morning. So the challenges that they're bringing to us are not abstract. It is what they're encountering in their everyday work environment. Now, you can imagine if you're leading a school that is supposed to sort of provide some answers or a sense of direction to these people, and they're coming to you with a lot of expectation. So one of the ways in which we have navigated that is that, one, we recognize that our students are not your typical students. They are partners in the whole learning environment. Now, what does that mean? That a lot of the experiences that they're bringing into the classroom enrich the discussion. But two, also ensuring that we have the right faculty profile. And I must say that at TKU or at GSMC, one of our strengths is the quality of faculty that we have, whether it's local or international faculty. So ensuring that we have the right pool of teachers, recruiting, the right faculty who are then able to help in answering some of those questions or unraveling those challenges that the students are presenting. The other thing is that, allowing for professionals to be part of that discourse that's happening in the classroom. So we have professors of practice who help in showing, the practice side of a lot of the issues that our students are bringing into the classroom. And the other thing is encouraging the students to stay the course and to see the value of the work that they're doing. Practicing journalism at a time of great disruption, at a time when misinformation is a headache for everybody, and also just allowing them or showing them why what they do is important and why it's valuable. So it's a challenge, but it's one that is not insurmountable. It's one that we've been able to navigate, and it's one that we are also learning even as we lead in that space. Mentorship is great. You are privileged to be working with some of the people who mentored me as a young girl right out of university. Mary Daraja is one of them. And mentorship is extremely important because oftentimes for women, in a lot of the spaces that we are working in, you find that they are more male than women. Within the media space, research has shown that in a typical news setup, you're likely to find almost 70% male and 30% women. The scales are tipping, but very, very slowly. And one of the things that we are doing as the Graduate School of Media and Communications is, one, through the training and education and professional development, that we then are equipping, a huge percentage of women to be able to have the confidence and the credentials to take on, those leadership roles. So mentorship is important because, one, women are able to see what's possible. When they can see women leaders, then they can aspire to be in those positions because they can see that somebody has done it. But one of the things that I always say is that for those of us in these positions, there are lots of books that have been written around, shattering the glass ceiling for women. And I always say that, it might look easy at face value, but it isn't, So it's important that as part of that mentorship, that for those of us in these positions, that we're also vulnerable enough to let those younger women understand and appreciate the challenges that come with being in those positions. That whereas it might look doable at face value and it might look easy, it doesn't come without, without challenges. But also providing an opportunity for young women to be able to network. And that networking is critical, because then you establish relationships and contacts, and then people who can say your name in a room and say, I think for this assignment you can trust Christine, or you can trust Regina, or you can trust, person X to be able to do it. If you're not in that space where you're being mentored and being coached, then you're not going to have the people who are going to say your name in the room where the decisions are actually being made. In my life, my own personal story is one that is where it is today because of a lot of women who have held me have held my hand, have supported me. I work with a team of brilliant women across all ages, and they support the work that I do. And so I see them more as partners, When I got into the academy, my first boss was a woman. I had no idea what it means to stand before a class of 60 students and deliver a lecture. And I walked out of our class and I said, I'm not doing this again. I can't have 120 eyes looking at me and hoping that I'll tell them something that they can go out and use at the end of the day. So, but she nudged me on, and her name was Mary Kizito, nudged me on, encouraged me, supported me. So throughout my life, my PhD supervisor, Professor Ann Miller, is a woman. So I've had very, very strong women mentors